each year, the Nevada County Economic Resource Council puts together a bus tour of the county. It's an exciting day full of visiting various businesses. And this year, Nevada County media joined them. Our intrepid cameraman, Dave Castaneda, was there. And here to tell us all about the project is Executive Director of the ERC, Gil Mathew. Gil, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Let's see, when this tour was just not too long ago, was it?
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, okay. And Dave didn't cause any problems for you.
Dave did not cause any problems. He was there. He was a great servant. He did a lot of photography work for us.
Oh, there you go. All righty. Okay, well, can you tell me how long have you been doing these bus tours? It seems like it's been since I've been in Nevada County, and I've been here now going on 22 years, or over 22 years, going on 23 years, and you've been doing them that long, I think.
Well, it's kind of been two parts. We started it, first of all, in 2009.
Okay.
When I was with the ERC the first time. And I built that project out. We did it for 3 years then. I left the ERC to pursue some other interests, and they did it in a virtual sense for a few years, and then it evaporated. But when I came back to the ERC in 2020, I said, I want to bring back Tour of Nevada County. And they said, sure. So this is our 4th year of it.
All right. And what kind of businesses do you visit?
Well, we've a wide variety, but because we're about economic development, we try to visit companies that are producing products or services that get exported out of the county and importing wealth. So those are the kinds. Now, we don't always just do all of those, but companies like Zap Manufacturing, that is a huge manufacturer of freeway signs,
really?
Exports all over the western United States, and brings in a tremendous amount of wealth and does employment here. So those are the kinds of companies that we like to go to. So this year we went to Zap Manufacturing. We also had a really interesting visit with Robinson Enterprises. Mm-hmm. Now, all of us knew Robinson as the timber people, mm-hmm. and the timber industry's gone away. And they had to make a pivot. They did a tremendous pivot, and now they're involved in a whole bunch of things like fuel services and emergency responses. And so they've changed all of their operating characteristics to this new environment that they find themselves in. And they just did a fabulous presentation on the tour day.
All right, terrific. Well, who else did you visit that day?
Well, we visited the new Grass Valley RV Resort off of McCourtney Road across from the fairgrounds.
That place does look beautiful.
It is. It's a tremendous. People don't realize what an asset it is, because from an economic development standpoint, what we see is we see a lot of people from out of the area coming here, bringing their wealth, parking their RV out there, going into town, shopping, eating out, going to performances. So it's a tremendous economic driver in the community. They have 148 spaces out there, and very close to filling it every weekend. So, yeah, that was another great one. And then, of course, we went to a very interesting one. Doesn't export a lot, but that is Grass Valley Provisions, the mm-hmm. cannabis dispensary in Grass Valley. A fabulous facility where they took a building and totally revamped it to serve their purposes, did a great upgrade on that. And so we were able to tour that and learn a little bit about the cannabis industry. And then from there, we went to an interesting place. And we tried to put one little fun spot in each one of them. And our fun spot this year was a place called Unit J. Now, you ever heard of Unit J?
That's a new one. No, yeah. I haven't.
Unit J is housed on the backside of the Nevada City SPD, down below where the brewery used to be.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And they turned it into a private social club. And it's quirky, it's campy, it's a total delight in there. Pinball machines and speakeasy telephone booths and just a variety of things. But it's a private social club here in Nevada County.
You have to have a membership to get in.
You have to have a membership to get in. They're only open on Fridays and Saturdays, except for special events. So that was a very interesting stop for that part of the trip.
So you could rent the place out for a birthday party, something like that, for a kid's birthday party or something?
Jason Foyer, one of our board members who was on the tour, when he was there, he signed up on the spot, said, I'm going to have my company Christmas party here next year.
There you go.
So it was a great spot for that.
And when you said social club, it reminded me there was an old movie with Henry Fonda and Jimmy Stewart called The Cheyenne Social Club.
Yes.
Remember that? The guy
Yeah.
guy inherited a social club and he come to find out it was a brothel. But I don't think that's what's
No, that's not
happening. No,
happening
but
there,
I mean,
no.
it just that movie popped in my head. Well, I was gonna ask you, what about our the wineries? There's quite a few wineries. Did you visit any of them by any chance this time?
No, we didn't. And wineries represent a bit of a challenge for us because they tend to be fairly remote.
Okay.
So what we do is we bring in 3 high-end tour buses, and we load up 33 people on a bus, and they all disperse out because every venue can't handle more than about 30 people.
Yeah.
So we have to limit that. But to travel 20 or 30 minutes to someplace, do a presentation and drive back, we just don't have enough time for that.
I didn't know if you were hitting some of the ones. I know there's 2 or 3 in Grass Valley. There's 2 or 3 in Nevada City also.
We're looking at one for next year, maybe Star Wineries or somebody that's close in.
Right.
But you have to be able to get one of those huge tour buses in there.
Give it a place to park. That's
Yeah.
a big thing, sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You said you had you had like 100 people.
We did.
Who went on this tour? Who are the people that went on this tour?
We traditionally get a fair amount of people from the county and from the electeds from the cities because they have a high interest in what's happening. The subtitle of the day is called The Economic Engine Behind the Manzanita Curtain because these are businesses that people don't get to see. They don't get to understand how they work. And you get an opportunity to go behind that curtain and see how they work. So we get a fair amount of electeds and government officials that on the trip. We get a lot of realtors, insurance people, and just the population. A fair amount of retired people go on the tour.
Okay.
So it's a great day. This year we had a real treat. We were able to stop, and have lunch at Bodie Hive. And if you've been there, that's such a fascinating experience there.
Let me ask you this: Have you put it out to invite, say, a city council person from Yuba City or a city council person from Sacramento or something, to hopefully they will take the word back to their counties and say, hey, at the end of the Highway 49 cul-de-sac, there's something going on here,
We have a little bit, but not a lot, because the tour sells out now.
Okay.
And so we want to preserve for Nevada County people.
Okay.
Although we do invite some nationally elected people or statewide offices. So we invited Kevin Kiley. He didn't make it this year, but he was on the invitation list. And those people's associates and staff people come on the tour so they can keep their finger on what's happening in Nevada County.
I was going to ask if they sent maybe a staff person
They
or
do,
something.
yeah.
I was hoping so. And you also do that for the assembly, the state
Right.
assembly and the state senate.
Yeah, Megan
those folks.
Dolly's assistant was here for the tour.
Oh, good. And you said, now when you said electeds, I want to make sure people understand that's like the city council, the board of supervisors
Correct.
from our city. Well, they're the only elected people from our cities. We don't have officers that are elected,
Right.
except for the sheriff and stuff like that, the county. So are you looking to expand it?
If we did, we'd have to bring another bus in. The buses are very expensive. Each bus costs us almost $3,000 for the day.
Yeah.
And so right now we're at a pretty good level because also wherever you begin and end and have lunch has to accommodate maybe 100 cars. So that becomes a point. One of the places we've been looking at is the new event center up on Whispering Pines, right up the road here.
Oh, it's being built by Music in Concert
In
Sierra.
Concert Sierra. And for 2 years they've said, well, when you do the tour, you can use ours as this facility, but they're late on their construction. So
Okay.
we're hoping that next year they'll be ready for us
All right.
because they'll have the parking and they'll have the place where we can do lunch for 100 people.
Oh, excellent. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's good to promote Nevada County because I know that I mentioned the Highway 49 cul-de-sac. That's kind of, when I first came up here, that was kind of a joke among everybody. We live at the end of the Highway 49 cul-de-sac, even though 49 goes further north. It does get a little sparse population going up through there.
Yes,
As
absolutely.
far as being more of a rural area and no cities. That's why I made that comment. Anything else you can tell me about it that you want to share with us
Well, the tour is
that I haven't asked you about?
okay. Somebody asked me, well, why should I go on the tour? And I said, well, if for no other reason, you can be proud of your county. You can see some things going on here that you just didn't realize. Zap Manufacturing is a classic example. Their reach is in Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, these major freeway signs that he
Really?
manufactures there.
Like the digital ones?
No,
or,
the static,
Just the
green
static
ones.
Interstate 80, Sacramento,
Yep.
the big green ones. They build those. Huh?
So you have an opportunity to see behind that Manzanita curtain and see some pretty exciting things. And one of the interesting ones is last year, my wife wanted to go on the tour, and she said, where are we going to visit? And I said, well, one of the places we're going, I listed them off. I said, we're going to go to Geologics. And she said, Geologic, what's that? I said, well, they're a soils engineer. And she said, oh, great, I'll be excited for that. She goes on the tour. She comes back. I said, how was the tour? She said, you can't believe Geologics. That's fascinating. Do you know how far afield they go with their work? South America. And so those are the kinds, that's the value you get out of it, is get to see things you would never see any other way.
Well, it's good. It's good to know that you're promoting it, that as people always say, all of our income goes down the hill. It's glad to see that there's some coming up the hill also.
Yeah. In
addition, just roughly, what do you think the percentage going down the hill, coming up, kind of where are we at? 50-50, 60-40 somewhere? I don't know.
I don't want to quote a number, because if you quote it and it's wrong,
Yeah.
you're going to wear that forever. We do know that there's a lot of slippage that's been measured over time. And just one example, of all the food that we consume in Nevada County, only 3% of it is grown here. So all of that food money goes out of town at some point. So that's a leakage that concerns us. We want to improve that percentage if at all possible. But we do know that there's a lot of money that goes down the hill, and every year we try to make that a little bit smaller.
Sure. Yeah. Well, just if you look at the grocery stores, you've got Rayleigh's, Save Mart, and Safeway, 4 stores, major stores, and you've got only SPD as far as being local.
Yeah.
Locally owned, I should say.
Right.
So, kind of outnumbered 4-1, there, so to speak.
It is.
Well, SPD's got 2 stores, but anyway. Anything else you want to share?
Well, the tour will happen again next year.
When will it happen?
The last Thursday in April.
Okay.
So you can put it on your calendar.
Everybody circle your calendar right now.
Right now. The last Thursday in April, we'll be doing it again, and we've already started to line up next year's spots. So we're looking at going to Alpine Aviation, interesting one. Going to Modus in Penn Valley. They're a metal fabricator that probably nobody knows about, but doing very interesting research work down there. We'll be going to perhaps Casey Wood and to a place called Box Power.
Okay.
So we're already starting to build the tour for next year.
So, we got Grass Valley and Nevada City, but you're also branching out to surrounding communities, to Penn Valley,
right? On
up, I don't know where else, Chicago Park or whatever, out that direction.
Not much going on out in Chicago Park, other than the Montaliva Winery as a possibility this year. I'm not sure we can get in there with a bus.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a small road. You're right, for one of those big things. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Gil, for coming in.
Thanks for having me here, Keith. Always good to see you.
Yeah, well, we got the same barber,
That's right.
So, God.
Good morning. I'm Gil Mathew, the Executive Director for the Economic Resource Council of Nevada County, and today we're doing the tour of Nevada County. 3 big high-end tour buses loading up 30 people per bus. We're going to visit 5 really exciting companies today, and they're going to get to see the economic engine behind the Manzanita curtain. One of the big buses is just arriving now. So today we'll have 100 people from the community. We'll have realtors, we'll have city and county government, we'll have a variety of people who just want to come and see. They've heard about the tour. This is our 4th year that we've done the tour, and we load up the high-end tour buses and tour 5 economic engines that we call behind the Manzanita curtain.